Have you ever told yourself, tomorrow I'll start? Tomorrow I'll wake up early. Tomorrow I'll go to the gym. Tomorrow I'll read that book. But somehow tomorrow never comes. Why? Why is it so easy to dream of improvement, but so hard to actually do it? Most people believe improvement just happens with time. We think, as I get older, I'll automatically get wiser, disciplined, and successful. But here's the truth. Time does not improve you. Effort does. If time alone created improvement, then every 50-year-old would be a genius. Every employee with 20 years of experience would be a millionaire, and every business running for decades would still be thriving. But reality tells a different story. The truth is, improvement is not natural. In fact, our brain resists it. We are wired to choose comfort, safety, and pleasure. That's why scrolling on social media feels easier than learning a new skill. That's why sleeping in feels safer than waking up at 5 a.m. to exercise. Improvement is a fight against your own nature. That's why you need to force yourself. Think about Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times trying to invent the light bulb. A normal person would have quit after 10, maybe 20 tries. But Edison kept forcing himself to try again and again. When asked about his failures, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of forced improvement. Without that, the world might still be in darkness. Why improvement feels impossible. The comfort zone trap. Your brain is designed to conserve energy. That's why it pushes you to relax, avoid hard work, and stick to routines. Improvement means breaking this pattern. The illusion of later. We all believe there's more time. I'll start when I'm ready, when I have money, when I'm free. But later never comes. The pain versus pleasure rule. Your brain chooses short-term pleasure, comfort food, scrolling reels, sleeping late, over long-term pain, studying, exercising, practicing. But here's the twist. The pain of not improving is far worse in the long run. The psychology of forcing yourself. Improvement is painful because it means change. Change feels like risk. Risk feels like danger. Your brain's job is to avoid danger, but the same brain can be hacked. Reframe pain. Remind yourself, if I don't improve, future pain will be much bigger. Identity shift. Stop saying, "I'm trying to wake up early." Say, "I am the kind of person who wakes up early." Systems over motivation. Motivation fades. Systems, alarms, accountability, deadlines force you to act even when you don't feel like it. Breaking the myth. Improvement doesn't happen because you read one self-help book, you watch one motivational video, you set one resolution. Improvement happens because every day you force yourself to do what is uncomfortable. That's the first big lesson of this audiobook. Growth is never automatic. It is forced, deliberate, and painful. And that's why it is powerful. If improvement is so valuable, why doesn't everyone do it? Why don't we all wake up early, stay disciplined, and chase our dreams? The answer lies in the breaking point, the exact place where most people give up. 1. The illusion of motivation. At the start of any journey, motivation is high. You join the gym. First 2 weeks, you're excited. You start reading. First few chapters, you're consistent. You decide to wake up at 5 a.m. First 3 days, it feels amazing. But soon, reality hits. Muscles ache. Results don't show. Progress feels slow. The excitement dies, and when motivation ends, most people quit. The truth is, motivation is just a spark, not the fuel. If you rely only on motivation, you will burn out. 2. The pain barrier. Improvement always comes with discomfort. Waking up early is painful. Eating clean food instead of junk is painful. Failing again and again while learning a skill is painful. The brain is wired to avoid pain. So when discomfort hits, people step back into the comfort zone. Winners push through the pain barrier, losers retreat. Story: the marathon wall. Marathon runners talk about the wall, a point where your body screams, "Stop! You can't run anymore." Most runners quit here, but those who push past this wall discover something magical: the second wind. Suddenly, energy returns, and they finish stronger. Improvement is the same. Most people quit at the wall, few force themselves to keep going, and that's where transformation lies. 3. The need for quick results. We live in an instant gratification world. Fast food, instant likes, one-click shopping. So when improvement takes weeks or months, people feel frustrated. I worked out for 2 weeks. Why don't I have six-pack abs? I studied for a month. Why am I not a topper yet? I posted videos for 3 months. Why am I not viral yet? This hunger for quick results kills more dreams than failure itself. Improvement is slow, silent, invisible at first, but the compound effect makes it explode later. 4. The fear of failure. Many people don't even start improving because they fear failing. What if I try and embarrass myself? What if I fail in front of everyone? But here's the paradox. By avoiding failure, you guarantee failure. By refusing to try, you fail by default. At 65, Colonel Sanders was broke. He pitched his chicken recipe to restaurants, rejected 1,009 times. Most people would quit at rejection number 10, maybe 20, but he kept forcing himself. At the 1,010th attempt, one restaurant said yes. Result? KFC became a global empire. Breaking point? He refused to quit. 5. Lack of support. Another reason people quit is loneliness. Improvement is tough, and without support, no mentors, no accountability partners, no friends who encourage, it feels impossible. That's why masterminds, study groups, and accountability partners exist. They carry you when your own willpower runs out. 6. The breaking point in action. Think of every New Year resolution. January 1st, millions of people decide, this year, I'll change. By February, 92% have quit. Not because they weren't capable, but because they hit the breaking point, pain, slow results, or lack of support, and gave up. 7. Winners versus quitters. The difference between winners and quitters isn't talent. It's not luck. It's not intelligence. The only difference is, winners keep going after the breaking point. Quitters stop. So why do most people fail to improve? Because they stop at the exact place where they needed to push hardest. The wall you hit is not the end. It's the beginning of transformation. So now you know why improvement feels impossible and why most people quit. But here's the next big question. If motivation fades, pain hurts, and results are slow, then what actually works? In the next part, we'll uncover the psychology of forcing yourself to improve, the hidden rules of the mind and how you can hack them. The enemy is not outside. The enemy is inside your own head. Your brain is designed to keep you safe, not to make you great. If you want greatness, you must learn how to trick your brain into improvement. 1. Pain versus pleasure principle. Your brain works on a simple rule. Seek pleasure, avoid pain. Eating chocolate equals pleasure. Your brain wants it. Studying for exams equals pain. Your brain resists it. Scrolling reels equals pleasure. You do it for hours. Running 5 kilometers equals pain. Your brain says skip it. That's why improvement feels impossible. It's coded as pain. Reframe pain. Tell yourself, if I don't exercise today, I'll suffer more pain in the future. Sickness, low energy. If I don't study today, I'll face the pain of failure later. When future pain looks bigger than present pain, your brain agrees to act. 2. Identity shift. Most people try to change habits without changing identity. That's why they fail. Example: I'm a smoker trying to quit. Still sees himself as a smoker. I'm a non-smoker. Identity shift. Behavior aligns. If you see yourself as someone lazy, you'll keep acting lazy. If you say, I am disciplined, I am the kind of person who improves daily, your brain rewires. Instead of chasing results, chase identity. Don't just run, become a runner. Don't just read, become a reader. 3. Systems greater than motivation. Motivation is like fireworks, bright but short-lived. Systems are like the sun, steady and permanent. Motivation says, I'll study when I feel inspired. System says, every morning at 6, I study for 1 hour no matter what. Winners rely on systems, not feelings. Fix a schedule. Use alarms, apps, reminders. Commit publicly. Create accountability with a friend or coach. When systems control you, improvement becomes automatic. Arnold Schwarzenegger. As a young man, Arnold had a strict training system. No matter what, he hit the gym twice a day. It wasn't about motivation, it was about routine. That system made him a bodybuilding legend. 4. Willpower is limited. Psychologists say willpower is like a muscle. The more decisions you make, the more it gets tired. That's why at night, you binge junk food. Your willpower is exhausted. Smart people don't rely on willpower. They design environments to make the right choice easy. Want to eat healthy? Remove junk food from your house. Want to focus? Keep phone in another room while studying. Want to wake up early? Put alarm across the room so you must get up. Don't fight willpower, outsmart it. 5. Delayed gratification. Stanford researchers tested kids with marshmallows. They could eat 1 marshmallow immediately or wait 15 minutes and get 2. Years later, kids who waited, delayed gratification, became more successful in careers, relationships, and health. Lesson: improvement equals short-term pain, long-term reward. Failure equals short-term comfort, long-term regret. The hack: train your brain for small delays. Instead of eating dessert immediately, wait 10 minutes. Instead of checking phone instantly, wait 5 minutes. Gradually, your brain learns patience, the ultimate key to improvement. 6. The dopamine trap. Modern world is a dopamine trap. Social media, fast food, gaming, instant dopamine hits. Improvement activities like reading, studying, exercising slow dopamine. That's why you prefer Instagram over books. The hack: rewire dopamine. Break big tasks into tiny steps. Celebrate small wins. After 5 pages of reading, give yourself a reward. After finishing workout, enjoy a healthy smoothie. Train your brain. Improvement equals reward. 7. Accountability pressure. Humans hate looking weak in front of others. This is called the accountability effect. If you set a goal alone, chances are low you'll keep it. If you announce it publicly, chances rise drastically. Tell a friend, I'll finish this project by Friday. Post your fitness challenge online. Join a study group. Social pressure forces you to improve. 8. Kaizen, the power of tiny steps. Japanese companies follow Kaizen, continuous small improvements. Instead of aiming to read 100 pages, start with 2. Instead of running 5 kilometers, start with 500 meters. Instead of quitting social media fully, cut 10 minutes daily. Small wins create momentum. Momentum creates discipline. Discipline creates transformation. Key lesson: improvement isn't about motivation, it's about psychology hacks. Reframe pain, shift identity, build systems, design environment, delay gratification, hack dopamine, use accountability, start small. That's how you force yourself to improve, by tricking your own brain. Improvement is hard. But do you know what's even harder? Living with the consequences of not improving. If you think forcing yourself is painful, wait until you see the pain of mediocrity, regrets, and missed opportunities. 1. Mediocrity, the trap of average. The first and most visible fallout of avoiding improvement is mediocrity. You stay average at your job. You remain average in fitness, you live an average life. And here's the brutal truth: the world doesn't reward average. In jobs, average employees are the first to be replaced. In sports, average players are forgotten. In business, average companies disappear. Mediocrity feels safe, but in reality, it's the most dangerous place because it guarantees irrelevance. 2. Regrets, the pain that never leaves. Improvement requires discomfort in the short term. Avoiding improvement gives you lifelong regret. At the end of life, people don't regret the things they tried and failed. They regret the things they never tried. I wish I had started that business. I wish I had taken care of my health. I wish I had read more, learned more, done more. Regret is permanent. Pain of discipline lasts a few hours. Pain of regret lasts forever. A man in his 70s once said, "When I was young, I wanted to write a book, but I kept delaying it. Now I'm too old, and the book is still only in my mind." That's the cost of not improving. Living with a dream that never came true. 3. Lost opportunities. The world moves fast. Opportunities don't wait for you to be ready. If you don't improve, you miss them. A student who never learns coding misses the tech boom. A worker who doesn't upgrade skills loses to automation. An athlete who ignores fitness loses their career early. Opportunities are like trains. If you're not prepared, they leave without you. 4. Declining confidence. When you avoid improvement, you secretly know you're not growing. That inner voice says, "I'm falling behind." Over time, confidence collapses. You hesitate to speak in meetings. You doubt yourself in relationships. You feel less than others. Confidence doesn't come from fake affirmations. It comes from progress. Without improvement, confidence dies. 5. Health fallout. Ignoring improvement in health has brutal consequences. Skip exercise, obesity, fatigue, disease. Eat junk, diabetes, heart problems. Poor sleep, stress, anxiety, low energy. Improvement in health is not optional. Without it, everything else collapses. 6. Dependence on others. When you don't improve, you become dependent. Financial dependence, because you never built skills. Emotional dependence, because you never built resilience. Social dependence, because you never built confidence. Dependence means giving away control of your life. 7. The silent killer. Stagnation. Stagnation is worse than failure. At least failure teaches you lessons. Stagnation teaches you nothing. Same job for 20 years, no promotions. Same habits for decades, no growth. Same thinking patterns, no change. Stagnation slowly kills ambition, curiosity, and joy. 8. The spiral effect. The fallout of not improving is not one time. It compounds. No skills, fewer opportunities, less confidence, missed growth, regrets, poor health, low energy, poor performance, lost opportunities. One bad choice creates a chain of failures. Improvement is not just about success, it's about survival. Final reflection. So, ask yourself, is avoiding discomfort today worth the heavy price tomorrow? Is a few minutes of laziness worth years of regret? Is short-term comfort worth lifelong mediocrity? The answer is clear. Not improving is far more painful than the pain of forcing yourself. Now that you know the brutal cost of not improving, the question becomes, what actually works? How do you build habits and systems that force you to improve? Not for a week, not for a month, but for life. That's exactly what we'll uncover in the next section. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is rare. Systems are everything. If you want lasting improvement, you must build structures that make success automatic and failure almost impossible. 1. Accountability. Partner. Humans hate embarrassment more than pain. That's why accountability works like magic. If you promise yourself you'll run 5 kilometers, you might skip. If you promise your friend you'll run with him, you'll show up. If you publicly announce your goal, you'll force yourself to achieve it. Example: Olympic athletes have coaches, not just for training, but accountability. The fear of letting someone down pushes them harder. System tip: find a friend, mentor, or online group. Share your goals openly. Report progress daily, weekly. 2. Environment design. Your environment shapes your actions more than your willpower. If cookies are in the house, you'll eat them. If social media is on your phone, you'll scroll it. If your study table is cluttered, you won't focus. Example: Steve Jobs designed his environment to eliminate distractions, wearing the same black turtleneck daily to avoid decision fatigue. System tip: remove temptations, make good habits easy. Place a book on your pillow. You'll read before sleep. Keep gym clothes ready. You'll exercise. Block distracting apps. You'll focus. Don't fight your environment. Redesign it. 3. Public commitment. When you go public with a goal, your brain locks in. If you tell yourself, "I'll write a book," maybe you won't. If you tell 100 people online, now pressure forces you to act. Example: Elon Musk promised publicly that Tesla would deliver results. That public promise forced him and his team to work day and night. System tip: announce your deadlines to family, friends, or online communities. Fear of embarrassment will drive consistency. 4. Tiny habits. The Kaizen way. Big goals overwhelm. Small habits stick. Instead of aiming for 100 push-ups, start with 2 daily. Instead of aiming for 50 pages, start with 1 page daily. Instead of meditating for 1 hour, start with 2 minutes. Once small habits lock in, momentum builds automatically. Story: James Clear, Atomic Habits, explains, if you improve just 1% daily, in a year you'll be 37 times better. 5. Rewards and punishments. Your brain responds to incentives. Do something, get a reward. Repeat. Fail, get punished. Avoid. Example: some people use apps that deduct money from their bank if they skip workouts. Others reward themselves with a treat after finishing tasks. System tip: create self-reward, small treats after discipline. Create penalties. Donate to charity if you miss a goal. Rewards and punishments hack your brain into discipline. 6. Time blocking and rituals. Improvement thrives on rhythm. If you don't control time, distractions will control you. Writers like Stephen King write at fixed hours daily. Athletes train at fixed times, regardless of mood. Example: Benjamin Franklin had a strict daily routine, asking himself, "What good shall I do today?" every morning. System tip: block specific times for habits. Attach habits to triggers, e.g., meditate right after brushing teeth. Make it non-negotiable, like brushing teeth. 7. The 2-minute rule. If a habit feels overwhelming, start with just 2 minutes. Want to start running? Just put on running shoes and step outside. Want to study? Just open the book and read 1 paragraph. Most times, starting breaks resistance, and you continue longer. 8. The commitment contract. Sometimes you need to raise the stakes. Example: Entrepreneurs often commit money, reputation, and time. Failure isn't an option. System tip: sign a contract with yourself or others. Put something valuable at stake: money, respect, privileges. This transforms "I'll try" into "I must." 9. The feedback loop. Improvement requires measurement. What gets measured improves. Track workouts. Track hours studied. Track income, expenses, progress. Example: athletes record performance to identify weak points. Businesses track KPIs to improve. System tip: keep a journal or app that measures progress. Visible data motivates continuous action. 10. Inspiration and environment feeding. Surround yourself with growth energy. If your circle is lazy, you'll slow down. If your circle is driven, you'll speed up. System tip: watch educational content. Read biographies. Join ambitious communities. Energy is contagious. Borrow it until it becomes yours. Conclusion of systems. Improvement doesn't happen because of willpower. It happens because of systems that trap you into success. Accountability pushes you. Environment shapes you. Tiny habits build momentum. Rewards/punishments reinforce action. Public commitment locks you in. The system is the secret. Motivation starts you, but systems keep you going. Improvement is not a choice. It's a necessity. If you don't improve, the world will leave you behind. The question is not, can you improve? The real question is, will you force yourself to? 1.3. Clear takeaways. After everything we've explored, let's summarize the 3 biggest lessons of this journey. Takeaway 1. Improvement is never automatic. Time does not improve you. Age does not improve you. Experience does not improve you. Only deliberate, forced effort improves you. Every successful person in history, from Edison to Elon Musk, from Virat Kohli to APJ Abdul Kalam, didn't wait for life to shape them. They forced themselves through discomfort. If you wait for the perfect time, you'll be waiting forever. Takeaway 2. Motivation is weak. Systems are strong. Motivation is like a sugar rush. Sweet, powerful, but short-lived. Systems are like a steady diet. They sustain you. If you rely on motivation, you'll quit at the first wall. If you build systems, improvement becomes automatic. Remember, winners aren't those who always feel motivated. Winners are those who act even when they don't feel like it, because their systems force them. Takeaway 3. The cost of not improving is greater than the pain of improvement. Yes, forcing yourself is hard. Waking up early is hard. Studying consistently is hard. Working out is hard. But you know what's harder? A lifetime of regrets. Watching others move ahead while you stagnate. Facing diseases, failures, and missed opportunities because you never pushed yourself. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret is permanent. If you ignore improvement, you'll pay the price. Slowly, silently, your confidence will drop, your opportunities will fade, and your dreams will die in your head, never reaching reality. That is the fate of millions who choose comfort over growth. Don't let that be your fate. Every day you skip, every excuse you make is a step toward mediocrity. So here's the warning. Either you force yourself to improve, or the world will force you to stay behind. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. There are 2 versions of you. One version took action, forced themselves, embraced discomfort, built systems. That version is stronger, healthier, wealthier, respected, and fulfilled. The other version chose comfort, procrastination, and excuses. That version is weaker, regretful, dependent, and invisible. Which version do you want to meet? The choice is yours, today, right now. If this audiobook summary sparked even one thought in your mind, If it made you reflect, then don't just listen, act. Start with one small improvement today. Build one tiny habit. Take one uncomfortable step. And if you want continuous fuel for your mind and daily guidance on self-growth, subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Share it with a friend who needs to hear this message.
Because together we can build a community of people who don't wait for change. They create it.
This is Audiobook Quest. Fuel your mind. Shape your future.